Hey guys, Rando here, and welcome to my first episode of Surviving Days. This is going to be my DayZ survival let's play. And I hear some flies. Now, I spawned in on a new character outside of Cherno, which is one of the big cities in the game. And I did a little bit of scavenging in the beginning just to see if I could find some stuff. I'm in a industrial area right now. I hear some flies though, and I'm not liking that. I'm gonna give a little background on the game, um, tell you a little bit about it, how I'm liking it and stuff like that, just to get an introduction since this is my first episode, while I search and scavenge this area. I know I heard flies somewhere. Alright, so this is a zombie survival game, pretty much. I mean, it's a survival game. You have to do whatever you can to survive in this world that's now infested with zombies. It drops you off in Russia, what I take is Russia, on the coast somewhere on the east, and they give you limited to no supplies. They give you a bandage in your backpack, a flashlight, and that's pretty much it. Let me check. I have some items now. Yeah, they give you one bandage, a flashlight, and your backpack. And you have to survive. So it's a pretty intense game. I have my backpack right here. Your first initial backpack, the patrol pack, only holds 8 slots. So it kind of sucks, but you find better ones. I only have 1 slot open on it right now. Now, that sound that you're hearing, those flies, means that there's a dead body near me. It's probably on the roof. A sniper could have got another player. This game is very PvP oriented. You got to be careful with everything you do because there's people watching you wherever you go, especially near these big cities. Bandits or people that like to murder new players like to hide out. There's not that many people on the server right now, so I might be okay. I only have a crossbow at the moment that I was able to find, and it only has 1 bolt. So if I miss, I'm screwed. I have a hatchet I have to equip. So I gotta keep an eye out. It would be pretty bad if I died in my first episode. So, DayZ is a mod for Arma 2 Combined Operations. You have to have Arma 2 and the expansion in order to play. But I highly recommend the game. It's a little pricey right now, $30, just because I think the game is so popular that they've bumped the price up in Steam. But I think it's worth it. They're working on a standalone client for the game, but that's probably not going to come out for a while. Right now I'm just scavenging. You have to find everything. They give you absolutely nothing in this game. You have to find your weapons, you have to find any gadgets, any like a map, a compass, a watch, everything. I'll go through the inventory real quick. This right here is your main inventory. Right now I have it full. Before you have all these slots here open. This is your weapon slot. This is your backpack. You can change everything. Right here I have my bandages and my ammo. And down here is your tool belt. Here you can hold. I have a flashlight, a hunting knife, and an axe. You can fill it with a GPS, night vision goggles, a map, a watch, a compass, all that stuff that you can find when you scavenge through cities. When I first started, I was running around. I found an axe in this area. Then I ran over to a barn to see if I could find any weapons, because a barn's a good spot for new players to start. They'll sometimes spawn, an Enfield or Makarov, something that people can use starting out. Oh, I can't tell where that dead body's coming from, so I'm just gonna leave it alone for now. If there's somebody in here, they're probably better armed than me. So the whole premise of the game is to just survive. You're thrown in with no supplies, and you have to survive a zombie apocalypse. The zombie AI is pretty well done. They're a little glitchy sometimes, but other than that, I like it. It's kind of hard to get a headshot on them every so often, but it's okay. They're pretty dumb. You can outrun zombies pretty easily. You can kind of trick them. You run through doorways, and it messes them up. Once they lose line of sight, you're pretty much good to go. It's definitely, if you don't have to use your ammo, don't use it. Preferred. I usually just run from zombies. Now that noise means that there is a dead body somewhere. Where exactly, I have no idea. But I am definitely close to it. Maybe it's all the way up the ladder. This might be a bad idea. If there's a sniper watching me right now, he could snipe me right from this position, and this would be the end of this character, and I'd have to start anew. And that's the thing. You have to be careful of everybody. You can't trust anyone. I like to run just because we can get in big groups, we can clear areas, and it's safer that way. Now this will give me a good vantage point, but it's not exactly safe. If somebody sees me up here, I'm an easy target. Guy's breathing a little heavy. That'll make my shots not as accurate. It'll make me a little shaky. Where do I want to go? I think I'm going to go back and check that barn I was at before, which I believe is that direction. So I'm going to go down this ladder again. Controls in the game are pretty simple. It's like a regular first-person shooter. They're a little bit different. Arma 2 I never played, so I had to get a little used to it. Q and E is your left and right lean. Your mouse clicking, you know, left mouse is fire, right mouse is aim down sight. If you hold right mouse, it zooms in, so that helps. Let's see here. I'm actually getting thirsty. So in order to cure that, I drink a soda. I can find some water bottles. That would be awesome, because water bottles are the best things to use when you're thirsty, because you can refill them, but I might not find them for a while. Alright, right now I'm heading over this way because I know there's a barn over here. I might get lucky and I might get a decent spawn. Maybe I can get a Leanfield or a Makarov or something along those lines. Maybe some food. I killed a cow earlier, so I have some meat, but the only problem is I don't have any matches. So I have wood, but I can't cook it because I don't have matches to light a fire. It's starting to get dark on this server, so I don't know how long I'll be playing on this one. I try not to play in the dark because it's very hard unless you have night vision goggles. You don't want to use any like glow sticks or anything like that, because then you just draw attention to yourself from other players. And 9 times out of 10, the way I've encountered people, they'll come up and they'll just shoot you right in the head. Even if you tell them that you're friendly, it doesn't matter. You can't trust them. I prefer to roll in a group just because it's safer that way. When you have more people, less likely the people get the jump on you. You can clear buildings faster. You can get supplies easier. So I mean, there's a lot of benefits to playing with a squad. Right now, this should be a little industrial area. Let's see what we can spawn here. I don't see any zombies right now, so they haven't loaded in. Whenever you get close to a city, that's a good way to tell if there's players in a city. If you're far away and you can see zombies in a city, there's a good chance that there could be another player there or another player close, just because that's the only time zombies will spawn in. Let me see. All your inventory and items, this is you use the mouse wheel to scroll through everything, and then you can get to everything. You can move everything around your inventory, open up your backpack, you know, move stuff around. What do we got here? This is another hatchet. I already have one, so I don't need that. This area is a little bit of a bust, but I know there's a barn not too far that can spawn some weapons. If you look, I'll show you real quick. If you look here on your right side, let me get a better shot so it's not. If you look over here on the right side, you see this shows your body temperature. This can be regulated due to weather, or if it's nighttime, you can get colder. They have heat packs in the game that you can use if you start to get cold, so you don't get hypothermia and die. Right here is a canteen. This controls your dehydration level. If it starts to turn red or starts to blink, that means you're dehydrated, which means you run slower, your shooting could be off, and you could eventually die of dehydration. Then you got this little drop here. That's a blood drop. That, if it shows it with a cross in it and it's blinking, that means you're bleeding. So you got to look up here at your blood count. Right now, everybody starts out with 12,000 blood. Your blood count, if it goes down to 0, you die. So There are ways to solve that. If you start to bleed, you have bandages, which I have here, that I can use. Like, I can bandage myself, but I don't need to right now. And then, if you get too low on blood, somebody needs to give you a blood transfusion with a blood pack, which you find in hospitals and some military tents. Right now I don't have any zombie kills or anything like that. I haven't tried to kill anybody. This will show you how many zombies there are. When there's a lot of zombies, that means people are usually hanging around cities. And then at the bottom you have your hunger level, which is the fork and knife. When that starts to blink, that means you need to eat. And if it takes too long, if you take too long to eat, you will start to bleed out. And when that happens, you will eventually die if you don't eat. Alright, I'm going to see if I can make a run for this. I don't know if it's a glitch, but I don't have no zombies here. They might load in after I get to where I need to go. You can get vehicles in the game. You can repair vehicles. There's certain spawn points. I personally, I haven't seen any other than a bicycle. It's usually once a vehicle spawns, somebody grabs it and hides it. And that's just the way it works. You can have helicopters, cars, buses, motorcycles. It's a good amount of stuff. I mean, the game's really good right now. The average... Ooh. Alright, I think that's just a glitch. I don't think there's actually any zombies in here. That sometimes happens, and that'll really freak you out. In military tents, that tends to happen, and sometimes they'll actually hit you, which is annoying. Then you'll start bleeding, and... I mean, whenever a zombie hits you, there is a chance that you'll be bleeding. There's also a chance that they could break your legs. If that happens, you start crawling, and somebody has to give you morphine, or you have to give morphine to yourself. Ah, here we go. That's what I wanted. The Winchester. Now, I don't know if I have any rounds for this, so... No, that's the only problem. I don't have any ammo for the Winchester. I thought I did, but no, that's for the Lee Enfield. So this might be no good. And right now it's looking like it's no good. And I lost the crossbow somehow because I dropped it. Well, hopefully there's some ammo that spawns somewhere for the Winchester, because if not, then I'm just running around with an empty gun. The nice part about... looks like there's a canteen over there. Yep. Oh yeah, this is good. This is real good. Canteen's an awesome thing to have. You can fill it up, and they're reusable so you don't lose them every time you drink, which is awesome. You just find some standing water somewhere, get close into the water, and hit fill your water bottle. It'll fill all your water bottles in your inventory, and you can hold as many as you want, depending on your backpack size. I have the smallest backpack right now just because I just started with this character. But there's the biggest backpack, I think, is 24 slots, so you can actually hold another weapon in your backpack. It takes up usually about 10 slots. I can't tell if the zombie's actually here now. Doesn't matter anyway, I have no ammo. Damn it. Well, let's just try not to attract him. Alright, it's the last spot. Maybe there's some ammo. Okay, here we go. Alright, we got some slugs. There we go. Looks like I only have 2 shots though with this gun. But it's better than nothing. And usually what I try to do is I don't use the I try not to use my weapons for anything but players. Just because it's not that hard to get away from zombies right now. So that's just how I think of it. Alright, these pellets, what? I can't remember which pellets I actually need for the Winchester, though. Slug 15. $18.66 slugs, okay. Alright, so I still have 2 of them. I don't need any of these. Friendly. Alright, now a player just spawned in behind me. I don't know what this guy's gonna do. What's going on?